Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Debbie J. You know, Warpath, she has been a member for 27 months. I am
Wow,
shocked. I am totally wow.
I didn't
Welcome.
realize that.
I didn't either. Time goes by fast. Cottage, welcome, welcome, welcome. Your wrench is coming when we see you up here longer. Um, what I'm doing today is I'll probably gonna get a strike for it. But you guys are so
Hmm.
worth it. I need to get this warning out. You need to see this, guys. They found pesticides in our bread. You know, Hunter,
Oh
I
my
got it. Just take
gosh.
the dogs on out. Just give them a treat. The
Oh,
dogs are back in.
Angelina.
You'll be fine without
I'll be
me.
fine.
Okay. And also, hey everybody.
Hunter was
Well,
here gonna
hey,
help,
Hunter.
but the dogs are stomping all over, and
Treat. Who
Uh,
wants a treat?
darn it.
they
Oh
were
my gosh,
looking.
Hunter.
Debbie J, it's only going to be 7 days, and it's worth it. If
I
I
got one
get
dog.
if I get struck, um, I'll put the sites on my on my post so you guys could go through it. And if Mr. Pork wants to follow it through, he can on his. But you guys, pesticide in bread? I'm like, oh hell to the no, you know. And I want to show. This is what I'm showing right now. It's copyright. We have a. You seen that on YouTube? Yeah, it's shocking. We have fair use for educational purpose. Um, and this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna.
Fruits and vegetables.
Hi, Mr. Pork.
You
How are
wow.
you? It's in fruits and vegetables. Yes, yes. I mean, this is getting insane. It really, really is. I know. Warpath. She said that Debbie says she's first. Hello, Cottage. How are you? Welcome to the site. And we'll have Mr. Pork put his. Um, if I get shut down, we'll have Mr. Pork do the readables. I'm going to show. Warpath, call me if I get shut down, okay? I don't want to, but you guys are so worth it. I want your health. You guys. No, I'm not feeling the love. I just. I am so scared. Hi, Mr. Pork. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hugs to
Yeah, I
Cottage.
hear
Hugs to
you, Mr.
Cottage.
Pork. I wasn't
Warp.
hearing Timmy.
Warpath. Debbie J says she's not feeling the love.
Debbie, you know I love you.
That's all on you, girl. That is all on you. Debbie says, hi, Mr. Pork. I'm in. And Debbie says, nope. All right. Let's, I always go get in trouble. Let me get in trouble.
Is it me, Mr. Pork?
What's that,
What?
girl?
I don't hear her.
Here,
You,
let me
can
see.
you hear me?
I muted. See if Warpath. It could be me.
Debbie
I
J,
might
can
have
you
to.
hear me?
No, I couldn't hear her before you came up.
You couldn't.
You hear her?
Yeah.
Okay, it's me. I'm gonna drop.
What is going on with
Jimmy.
her? What?
Now I can't hear her.
She dropped. Good. I'm
Now I
glad you
can't
could.
hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Mr. Pork? Oh, this is ridiculous. Well, I don't. Okay, he's dropping. Okay, let's do this again. Oh, this is getting ridiculous. This happened last time. I do not know what's going on. All right, let's get into the meat of this. I'm glad you can hear. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now.
Good. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Boy, it reminds me, you know that old commercial? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? It's like,
I thought me.
Don't advertise that company though.
no.
Yeah, really.
No, guys, don't do Verizon. I had it as and they were bad. They were bad. They were naughty. My free is a lot better than what I paid for Verizon. All right. All right. Can you see?
Yeah.
All right. Is beware of toxins and spices, heavy metals found in major brands. Now, the reason why they have older time, but they have it in 2023, but they haven't fixed this problem. They're just letting us know. Okay. Your herbs and spices contains arsenic. Mr. Pork, can you see what cadmium is? And lead. Details of analysis of 126 individual products from national to private label brands such as Great Value, that's Walmart, La Flor Spices, McCormick. I buy McCormick, and I'm not going to buy McCormick after this. And Company, Pensée Spices, Spice Island, and 365 by Whole Foods Market. The analysts found that roughly 1/3 of the test products had 40 enough levels of arsenic, lead, cadmium combined on average to pose a health concern for children when regular consumes its typical serving size, with most rising concerns for adults as well. McCormick was the first major brand to face a class action suit. After the report was made public, the suit was filed in January 22 and topped class action report. It was settled for $3 million in May of 22 per the suit. Now, I don't think, in my opinion, I've got to research this, arsenic, your body don't get rid of it. It builds up in your system. I tried to look for it, and it told me to go to a special area, and I'm thinking, nope, I'm going to get, looking up arsenic in human bodies. McCormick spices that contain problematic levels of toxic heavy metal, including lead, arsenic, the cadmium, whatever that is in ground basil, ground ginger, ground oregano, paprika, ground thyme, and ground turmeric. Alright, now down here it goes on about the spices and increase cancer, reproductive problems, cognitive. It puts the kids in lower IQ. How many kids have eaten it? It such as attention deficit hypertension disorder, type 2 diabetes, and other health issues. Consumer Report 31 products level of lead were so high that they exceed the maximum amount that anyone should have in a day. The caution is 1 serving, 3/4 teaspoon or more per day leaves little room for heavy metal exposure from other sources. So they know there's other sources have metal in it.
Yep.
Oh. Right there, just The nonprofit has previously found high levels of heavy metals in rice, baby food, and fruit juice. And if you read the what's in it, they're not going to go, there's arsenic and lead and da-da-da-da-da in it. They're not going to put that in there.
No.
Shows high in a dish that's 1/4 teaspoon of great value Walmart chili powder, Trader Joe's oregano, cumin, I can't speak today, and La Flor oregano per servings contain enough arsenic to pose a concern. And lead in this cadmium. Mr. Pork, what is this cadmium? What is that?
What?
It's go to your look up CADMIUM.
Hold on 1 second. Let me put my back up. How do you spell it now, Kimmy?
CADMIUM.
Yeah. It says it's soft, blush white metal, typically extracted as a byproduct of zinc refining.
Great.
It's primarily used in rechargeable nickel, cadmium batteries,
That's scary.
electroplating, solar cells, stuff like that.
They put it in batteries.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Thank
and
you,
prolonged
Cottage.
exposure can cause kidney and bone damage.
Are you kidding? You guys, this is just spices. This is just spices.
Right.
Yeah, let me do some chili. We're going to do some battery, And then some lead and some arsenic in there, yeah. And then the person dies and they find arsenic in the freaking body, and then they accuse that person trying to kill them. Because I don't think arsenic goes away in the body. I don't think the body can expel that. The body has a lot of gifts, but I don't know if it can do that. Oh, this is bad. Okay, we're going to go down. Okay, the green check is no concern. 1 red dot is some concern. 2 dots is moderate concern. And it don't tell you if it concern more than arsenic or lead or anything. Basil. Simply organic basil is fine. You can buy that. Don't worry about it. 365 Whole Food Market basil. Some concern, guys. And I don't know if your body can extract that. It could build up and build up. And for little kids, Walmart basil leaves 1 dot. McCormick, I'm shocked McCormick is only 1 dot because they said they're the leading bad. I'm going to throw all the McCormick. Sausage Maker ground basil 1. Lighthouse deep dried or freeze dried basil 1. Morton basic basil 1. Spice Island sweet basil is 2. Cumin. Spice Island is fine on that. Simply organic ground cumin is fine. El Gapo cumin is fine. Morton and Bassett is fine. McCormick is fine there. 365 Whole Food Markets is fine. Now the bad ones is the Bolner Fiesta ground camo cumin. The Bedaya ground cumin, great value. Walmart. Trader Joe's. Organic. Now, you would think if it says organic, you would be fine. Ginger has a lot of problem here. Simply organic ginger is fine. The 365 Whole Food Markets, 1. Great value, Walmart, 1. La Flora's 1. Tone ground ginger, 1. Badaya, it's 1. Spice Island, ground ginger, 1. Morton and Bassett, 1. McCormick, 1. Oregano. They're all bad. 1 is 3. Simply organic oregano is bad. McCormick is 1. Pence Spice oregano turkey is bad is 1. Spice Island oregano is 1. Bad Eye, whatever that is, ground oregano, it's 1. Set. Look in your cupboards. If you have that love, FLOR, ground oregano, it's 3. And that is high concern. Paprika. Morton is fine. Simply Organic's fine. Spice is fine. Whole Food Market is fine, but great value, 1 dot. Beta is 1 dot. Pride of something. Hungry style paprika is 1 dot. McCormick is 1 dot. Thyme. Spice Island, 1 dot. Morton is 1 dot. McCormick is 1 dot. Tone is 2 dots. Happy Belly is 3 dots. Turmeric, I don't know what that is, but Spice Island, Lexmi, Ledafuf, Simply Organic is fine. Beta is fine. Kirkland is 1 dot. Morton is 1 dot. McCormick is 1 dot. The La Fleur has 3 dots. And I got this from the Consumer Advisory. Guys, this is bad. This is bad. What are you thinking, Mr. Pork?
Most.
I don't know. Like I said, grow your own.
Yeah, you're gonna. Thank you. I mean, you guys got to be careful. You don't want to put lead. You don't want to put stuff they do batteries with, arsenic. And then there's some that has sawdust in it, and they do arsenic for the color. A lot of bad, yes. Go check your cupboards. You don't want lead. You can't get lead out of your body. You can't sweat it out. Are they trying to kill us?
Yeah.
I think they are. Okay, here we go. Many common spices, including turmeric, paprika, chili powder, oregano, and thyme, has been found contain harmful levels of lead, arsenic, and sometimes adulterated like sawdust. Heavy metals, arsenic, and that one with the battery, yeah. Okay, health risks, especially children, can lead lead exposure can affect brain development and behavior, while arsenic and cadmium can damage kidneys, the immune system, and increase long-term health risk. Combination was found in both organic and conventional brands, so organic label does not guarantee safety. Now, the turmeric is often contaminated intentionally with lead chrome to enhance color. Look at that. They purposely put lead in this to enhance the color, Mr. Pork. The paprika and chili powder, some samples exceed safety limits by 300%. Oregano and thyme. Can you see this, Mr. Pork? That's okay. All right, that's fine. I'm sorry, Warpath. You guys, they purposely put it in to get the color. The color. It's like, what the F? I don't see it here, but I would Google it. And see. I don't. Oregano and thyme are all tested products has concerning levels. All tested oregano and thyme. Basil, black pepper, coriander, cumin, curry, garlic powder, ginger, the saffron, sesame, white pepper. Many brands show elevated heavy metals. Some products may also use adulterated like sawdust to increase bulk or improve appearance, though this is less common reported than heavy metals combination. House contaminant occurs. Plant absorbed naturally occurs, and the industry introduce heavy metals from soil and irrigate and the water. Process and additives. Some products added lead-based compound to enhance colors and textures. Grinding and packaging equipment can introduce foreign materials like sawdust. Of course, it's going to elevate blood levels, especially in children. And anybody with children, if your kid's getting a blood level anyway, tell them to test it, even on you guys. See how bad. Neurological, continental impairment, kidney and liver damage, increased risk of hypertension, reproduction issues in adults. People can probably have problems having babies. Recommend to grow your own herbs. Purchase a brand that tests for heavy metals like Molnar, Festa, Al-Waldi. Avoid turmeric, paprika, chili powder, and certain dry herbs. Check for bulk adulteration to avoid powders appear light or dusty. So if it's light and dusty, that's pretty bad. I'm sorry. What do you think, Mr. Pork? Took Mr. Pork's voice away. Okay. There we go. This is about bread. Can you see that, guys? I think I'm it here. Okay, this is about your bread.
People eating bread every morning have no idea what's actually in it. We investigated 10 of the biggest bread brands in America. Florida's Department of Health pulled them straight from grocery store shelves and sent them to a certified lab. 6 out of 8 came back positive for glyphosate, the active chemical in Roundup. Not on the farm. In the finished bread you're slicing and eating every single day. Here, nobody's telling you. Some of the worst results didn't come from the cheap brands. They came from the ones with organic labels, the ones marketed to health-conscious families, the ones people pay extra for specifically because they think they're making the safer choice. One brand tested above 1,000 parts per billion of glyphosate, one of the highest levels ever recorded in a packaged consumer bread. You're going to recognize the name. We're counting down all 10 from concerning to genuinely shocking, and finishing with the 3 brands that came back completely clean and are actually worth buying. Let's get into it. Number 10, Great Value Whole Wheat. This is Walmart's house bread, the one that fills carts because it's cheap, familiar, and always in stock. Before you open it, try something. Press on the bag. It doesn't feel like bread. It compresses completely and bounces straight back, like a foam cushion.
You guys, I'm doing this. I know I'm going to get struck for this. I know I am. And I'll put everything that I have for here today so you can look at it yourself. It's not only Walmart, honey. Other great names that you think are safe has Roundup in it. Pesticides. And this is worth a strike. You guys, Mr. Warpath, if I stop playing, call me. Because I won't know till later on. You guys will know first. Well, Debbie, hold on to your shorts, girl. It's not only Walmart.
And shaped into a loaf. That's your first clue that something engineered is happening inside. The Detox Project and the Environmental Working Group found 340 parts per billion of glyphosate in great value whole wheat through independent laboratory testing. Regulators will tell you that's legal. The EPA's ceiling for glyphosate on wheat.
Regulators say that's normal? Oh, I know. Ice cream. It's not ice cream anymore. It's, I'm Mr. Pork. Sorry, I just came to the... Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, good. Yeah.
They say it's normal to have that much pesticide in it.
Oh, Lord.
And they're going... I mean, there's some big name brands going to come up, guys. I will do one with ice cream next, if they don't shut me down on this. And they say wheat is the best. Well, wheat here has the most. And you're feeding your kids arsenic, and not arsenic, but pesticides from Roundup. Melting, no. Ice cream from Walmart, that's great value. It does not melt. I believe it. It is time to make homemade ice cream like your grandparents did and your great-grandparents. It's time to make homemade bread. Yeah, Debbie J, you're right. So much ADHD, all that is from this lead and stupid shit they're putting in the food, and they're saying it's natural. It brings out the color. I don't know, Debbie J. I don't know. This made me so mad. I'm saying F it. If I get struck, I'll let you know what the other channels I've already have going, and we'll proceed on those channels. But what the... This has got to stop, people. This has got to stop. Yes, I want good food, not colors. Right. I guess we're going to have to make our own bread. We have to grow our own herbs. Oh, make our own homemade ice cream. At least we know what's in that.
Yeah, but who has time for all that nowadays?
You're going to have to make time. I don't want to eat Roundup.
Oh.
Pesticide. I don't want metals they make from batteries or lead. They throw a heebie-jeebie fit when the paint had lead. They banned that, but it's fine to put lead in food. Guys, this is going to pee me off, so... Warpath, I'm going to take your saying, I'm going to go on the warpath with this one. That's what I'm doing. I'm letting everybody know what's going on. Back to the days when you had to cook all day in the kitchen. That's where we're going to have to go back to if you want to be healthy. Sorry, Warpath, I took your saying.
Is 30,000 parts per billion. But that number was calculated for one chemical in one food for one healthy adult in isolation. It was never designed to account for someone already on blood pressure medication, already getting glyphosate from their morning cereal and afternoon crackers, now adding it again at dinner. Exposure stacks. The regulatory math doesn't. Walmart generated over $713 billion in revenue last year. Sourcing cleaner grain isn't a financial constraint at that scale. It's a margin decision. The 80 cents you saved came with something extra that was never listed on the label. Budget price. Contaminated grain, and the next brand costs significantly more and delivers the exact same problem. Number 9. Market Pantry Organic. This one surprises people. Target spent years positioning itself as the...
Who buys bread at Target? Oh, I do. I hate Walmart. I recall my grandma cooking bread, vegetables, etc. Right. One bread had a rat in it? Oh, no. No, I don't do Target. I tried not to do Walmart, but that's the only store we basically have here, so. Unless I want to drive 2 hours.
Smarter, cleaner alternative. Better design, more intentional sourcing. The store young families choose because it just feels different. Their Market Pantry whole wheat sandwich bread carries a USDA organic seal. It tested at 348 parts per billion of glyphosate in independent laboratory testing. Higher than Wonder Bread, higher than Nature's Own. An organic loaf, outscoring conventional bread in contamination. Here's how that happens. It's called drift contamination. When a conventional farm adjacent to an organic operation sprays...
Mr. Pork, I was trying to tell you this, okay? This is how they get pesticide on the organic. It says no pesticide, no herbicide. Yeah. This is how they get it on there.
Herbicide. The mist doesn't stop at the fence line. It travels. The USDA organic certification verifies that the producer didn't intentionally apply glyphosate. It does not verify that none arrived from a neighboring field. Drift testing isn't required. Target doesn't publish it. A parent reaches for this loaf specifically to protect their kids.
This tells me Target knows. Target knows. And still have this bread for customers to get pesticide. I agree. They all know. Debbie J. Hi, William. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I think you ought to call corporate, Kimmy, and let them know what's up.
They don't care. It's cheaper to pay the lawsuit than fix it.
Yep.
William, gotta warn you, you may not eat food again after watching all this. There's pesticide in our breads.
They pay the premium, they see the seal. The certification is legitimate. The contamination is also legitimate. The law that would require anyone to disclose the gap between the two simply doesn't exist. Organic label, 300 and...
Maybe that's where we need to go to. We need to go to... do you think our congressmen care?
No.
When you got the box of cereal? Yes! Yes! I got a box of cereal and it had... Yeah, it was full of bugs, cockroaches. And it was Raisin Bran. And I reported it, and she goes, well, you did get it from here? And I go, yes, ma'am, I got the box here. She says, well, the bugs didn't come from here. And it was the pricey, yeah, it was the good pricey stuff. She said it happened at the factory. Well, if she knew it happened at the factory, why in the heck are they selling it? There wasn't one cockroach. It was full of cockroaches. They're dead. They weren't moving. That's one good thing. But it was still gross. It was nasty. It was, you guys, I'm doing this trying to help you guys. You know, I don't want you guys eating lead, eating battery lead, eating pesticides, arsenic. And Kimmy ate some of it. Yeah, I did. I was having a bite or two, and I started looking, and I'm going, those aren't raisins. It has legs. You're telling my secrets, Debbie. You're telling my secrets.
48 parts per billion. No required disclosure. That's not consumer protection. That's a hole the industry has quietly decided to leave open. Number 8. Oro Wheat Organic. This is the craft brand that quietly stopped being one. Two families started baking bread together in Los Angeles in 1932. They called it Oro Wheat. For decades, it was a genuine regional institution. Family-owned, California-made, quality-focused. In 2009, Grupo Bimbo acquired it. Since then, Bimbo has also absorbed Arnold, Sara Lee, Entenmann's, Thomas, Ballpark, and dozens.
Remember these names. Remember Arnold, Sara Lee. What's that? Entenmann, Thomas. Remember these names. Ballpark. If you have them on your shelf, it's from the same company, and what they're goofing off in this. The Bimbo is a perfect name for them. When Bimbo goofs off, it filters down to all of these brands. All of these brands are going to have the error. When the hell is going to eat food calling Bimbo? I know. Yes, Warpath, I should have saved it for gross foods. I know. But, yeah, I almost vomit. Yeah. I don't know. When I hear the word Bimbo, well, never mind. All right. Look at all these brands are taking over. Sara Lee is a well-named brand. Arnold is a well-named brand. Thomas is a well-named brand over here. You know, I can't read these, but they look familiar. I mean, watch what they do to their bread, guys. And they do it to all of these.
More. One multinational now controls what most shoppers still believe are independent, competing brands. When Bimbo absorbs a brand, the supply chain follows. Same flour suppliers, same wheat sources, the same grain potentially pre-harvest treated with glyphosate as a desiccant across their broader industrial network. The Environmental Working Group reported 70 parts per billion of glyphosate in Oro Wheat whole grains, 100% whole wheat, back in 2018. Bimbo reformulated certain products after those results went public. There has been no publicly available independent glyphosate testing on Oro Wheat Organic since. The last number on record is still 70 parts per billion. From 2018, Bimbo generates $22 billion in annual revenue. If they're testing every batch, they haven't published the results. Longtime customers describe the pre-acquisition bread as denser, grainier, more varied in texture. What's on shelves today is uniform soft and engineered to hold that softness through a long retail window. You're paying for the logo. Everything else was replaced years ago. Number 7, Nature's Own. Flowers Foods is one of the largest bread.
I love Nature's Own. I'm crying. You used to eat some of those? You seen that Walmart? I love Nature Own. Oh, that was good bread. I kind of cried when I seen that. You used to eat it? Well, you're not going to eat it now after this. It makes you want to cry. And you guys, this is just not only bread. There's poison in tuna. The peanut butters, they screwing up peanut butter. They're screwing up. I mean, I have hot dogs, meat. I have a list of foods that there's no way I can get it in 2 hours. There might be part 2 in 7 days after I come off my strike if I get taken off. Poor Harley. I know. I don't do fish, seafoods. Good job, Debbie. Good. Because, they're screwing up tuna too. Many ways. Many ways. Not her peanut. Yes, Warpath, they screwed up her peanut butter. But what they did to her peanut butter, they add, oil and sugar. And she don't mind that. But I do. That's probably why she likes it so much. She's getting that sugar fix.
Bread companies in America, $5 billion a year in revenue.
And what gets me, as a nurse at nursing homes, for diabetic people, right before bed, we give them a peanut butter sandwich so they can eat it, so they can make it toward morning. I only eat Bluebell ice cream. There we go. There we go. I'll check on that. Because I was scared to buy ice cream not knowing which one without diving inside. But, these nursing homes, not knowing the bread will have pesticides in it. They're putting tons of sugar and molasses in your peanut butter and oils that is not healthy anymore. Now, if you find something in that, I quit. Oh, Debbie J, who knows anymore? I'm getting so scared to look, but you need to look because you need to know what you're feeding, especially if you're feeding kids. My old body, I don't care. I'm old, But for your kids and grandkids, or Mr. Pork's younger and Warpath's younger, make your own peanut butter. Right, Debbie J. Right. My son, who has a son, gave us a thing of peanut butter when I was No, I don't know about Bluebell. I'll be checking into it, but I'll let you know. But his peanut butter that he buys is actual peanut butter. It tastes like you just cracked open the shell and eating straight peanut butter. Hold on. Mr. Pork, can you talk for a few minutes?
I guess so, Kenny. How's everyone doing?
Sorry, a car alarm is going off and I'm having Hunter check it out and make sure it's not our vehicle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, if it is, we'll just let let the dogs out, take care of them. Or I'll have Hunter take over and I'll go deal with them. Better not be nothing wrong with Bluebell. Debbie J, I'll look for Bluebell. I'll let you know. Yeah, Harley will run them over and knock them down with her tongue hanging out.
Nature's Own is their flagship, and the name is doing a lot of work. Natural. Wholesome. A bread that implies it came from somewhere intentional. In February 2026, Florida's Department of Health tested Nature's Own butter bread. The result, 190.23 parts per billion of glyphosate. Their perfectly crafted white came back at 132.34, but the glyphosate is only part of the story. Read what else is in the loaf. Calcium propionate, a preservative that peer-reviewed research has connected to behavioral effects in children. Datum, a chemically modified fat used to strengthen dough structure. Sodium stearoyl lactylate, an emulsifier that maintains engineered softness for weeks past any natural freshness window. Squeeze the bag. That pillowy give isn't freshness.
Now we know why it don't mold. Chemicals. Which we knew that, but it's just telling that. Anyway, I'm crying on this brand. I'm crying.
It's a formulation. In 2025, a video spread widely online showing someone filling a single slice of Nature's Own with water, wringing it out completely, and watching it spring back to its original shape without tearing. That's not bread. That's a sponge.
Do you see that, Mr. Pork? You see that?
Yes, I see it.
You guys see that?
Yeah.
It still hold true after putting water on it. It sprung back.
Well,
Oh, have you, Debbie J? Oh, heck no. I'm going to start making my own bread. F that. I found one that I'm going to do live. It's 4 things in it. My mother ate that brand whole wheat. Oh. It makes me want to cry. Are they trying to chaos? Are they trying to chaos? Are they trying to dumb down the people?
yep.
Make mental problems, physical problems, and trying to chaos. The sponge probably has less preservatives than the bread does.
Shaped into a loaf. In July 2025, a class action lawsuit was filed in California federal court, alleging that Flowers Foods falsely markets certain Nature's Own products as containing no artificial preservatives, while ascorbic acid appears on the ingredient label. Flowers has denied the allegations. At $5 billion in annual revenue, cleaner sourcing isn't out of reach. It just compresses the margin. And margin is what gets protected. If this loaf is in your kitchen right now, you know what you've been eating.
Throw it away!
If this investigation is already changing how you look at your bread aisle, you're about halfway through. The next few brands are where things get more serious, including a premium organic label with no published test data at all. Number 6, Arnold Organic. Arnold has been on American shelves since 1940. When the organic line launched, health...
You guys eat Arnold's? I never heard.
No.
Debbie J, I'll check it out. I will. I promise I will check it out. Well, tell us what is the best. Come on. Okay. I'll let it play.
Conscious shoppers saw it as the answer, a legacy brand finally living up to its reputation. USDA Organic on the front, whole grains listed first, the combination that signals trust without requiring further investigation.
Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Yeah,
Arnold
okay.
is owned by Bimbo Bakeries USA, same parent company.
Bimbo! And they use Mickey and Minnie Mouse to lure in the people's going, oh, we're safe. We got Mickey and Minnie Mouse on there.
As Oro Wheat, same $22 billion industrial operation. Here's the specific problem. Sara Lee has been independently tested for glyphosate.
Now, I eat Sara Lee, too. Anybody eats? Oh, Sara Lee. It's been around forever.
Nature's Own has been tested. Dave's Killer Bread has been tested across multiple years by multiple independent labs. Arnold Organic, from the same parent company that owns all of them, has no publicly available glyphosate test results that we could locate anywhere. We're not claiming Arnold's numbers would match Sara Lee's worst result. We can't make that claim because the data simply doesn't exist publicly. What
They
we
just
can
don't
say
do it.
is that Bimbo's track record across every other brand they control makes this silence difficult to explain. They paid for the organic certification. They haven't shown you what that certification actually delivers. The ingredient list adds context. Organic soybean oil, organic cane sugar.
So they paid for their organic label. They don't have to prove it's organic, but they paid for it. Oh, well, you used to? You tried it? That gets me. They can pay for their organic label, but it don't have to be, what's inside organic?
Cultured wheat flour, ascorbic acid. These are not the components of traditional bread. The slices are geometrically uniform. The texture holds for weeks at room temperature. Real bread doesn't behave like that. Arnold carries a 2.4-star rating on major consumer review platforms. Shoppers report bread that's dry on first opening, declining quality year over year, and a price that keeps rising. 85 years of brand equity. No public test data. That combination isn't reassurance. It's a question the company has decided you don't need answered. Number 5. Wonder Bread. Wonder Bread doesn't claim to be organic. It claims to be the American family staple, the loaf your grandmother trusted.
Who hasn't eaten Wonder Bread? Warpath, I'm gonna do it on the live. There is, like flour, yeast, water, something else, and it'll make your own bread. Who hasn't eaten Wonder Bread? Have you eaten Wonder Bread, Mr. Pork?
Yeah.
Yeah. Buckle up. Makes you want to cry.
One that belongs on every kitchen counter. Florida's Department of Health tested Wonder Bread Classic White in February 2026. 173.19 parts per billion of glyphosate. Now read the ingredient label alongside that number. Calcium sulfate. The same compound used in construction drywall. Sodium stearoyl lactylate.
They put drywall stuff in it.
Monocalcium peroxide. Enriched bleached wheat flour, stripped of nutrients, bleached, then fortified with synthetic vitamins to replace what the processing took out. A loaf in the store, it collapses to almost nothing, then fully recovers. That behavior is the ingredient list expressing itself physically. Wonder Bread is owned by Flowers Foods, same parent company as Nature's Own, same supply chain. The long-term math matters here. 2 slices a day for 40 years is close to 30,000 individual servings. That's breakfast toast, lunch sandwich, and the bun at every backyard cookout. For 4 decades. Exposure accumulates the same way. Here's something worth knowing. Your body begins reducing its chemical load as soon as you stop adding to it. The next clean slice matters more than every contaminated one behind you. But Wonder Bread sold you a grandmother's kitchen and delivered something she wouldn't have recognized as food. Number 4. Sara Lee Honey Wheat. Sara Lee has been in American kitchens for 70 years. Birthday cakes, holiday desserts. Honey wheat is their sandwich loaf. Honey in the name, wheat on the label. Warm golden packaging that signals something wholesome and carefully made. Florida's Department of Health tested Sara Lee Honey Wheat in February 2026. The result? 191.04 parts per billion of glyphosate. the highest single reading in Florida's entire testing round, higher than Wonder Bread in that same lab, higher than Nature's own. Sara Lee posted the worst number in Florida's published data. Sara Lee is owned by Bimbo Bakeries USA, acquired in 2011, same parent company as Oro Wheat and Arnold. Read the label carefully. Honey is in the product name, corn syrup is in the ingredients. One is marketing, the other is what's actually sweetening the bread. Keep reading, and you find calcium sulfate, the drywall compound again, alongside monoglycerides and datum. For anyone managing type 2 diabetes, that formulation is actively working against blood sugar control with every slice. In early 2025, a video spread widely showing Sara Lee bread sitting at room temperature for over 3 months with no visible mold. Week after week, unchanged. Bread that refuses to spoil was designed for a warehouse shelf, not a human body. Highest glyphosate reading in-state testing. A sweetener that contradicts the brand name. 70 years of trust. Sitting on top of this, the next brand charges a premium for heritage it stopped honoring a long time ago. We're getting close to the brands that will genuinely surprise you. Number 3 in particular, a product many people consider the healthiest option in the aisle.
I want to learn how to make. Yeah. We're gonna make our own bread. We're gonna make our own bread. What I don't understand, the ones that have their bread and sell it, but no testing is available. How in the world can they get by with this? We need stricter laws. The ones that are high, why are they on the shelves? Why are they like, okay, well, this is what we're finding. They're not healthy. They're going to do this and this to your liver and kidneys. They're going to do this and this and this to the kids, and you won't be able to reproduce and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Why are they selling it? All right, let's go on. I have to stop it every so often, guys, or I'm going to definitely get struck, but yeah. All right, let's see what's worse than Sara Lee.
Stay with us. Number 3, Pepperidge Farm. The red bag, the old-fashioned lettering, the name that sounds like a property.
All right, I'm PO'd. I love this bread. I love the cinnamon and raisins. But you know what? We'll make our own. We'll put cinnamon raisins in ours. Oh, we can't do cinnamon because it was Lud last time on cinnamon. All right, here we go.
With a stone wall and a kitchen garden. Pepperidge Farm has been baking since 1937. It's the bread people reach for when they want something that feels a step above everything else on the shelf. Pepperidge Farm is owned by the Campbell Company, over $10 billion in annual revenue. Independent laboratory.
Oh, you see what company? Hi, Cottage. Thank you, Cottage. I really appreciate it. I'm just trying to save you guys. I really am trying. Have you noticed what company? Campbell, like Campbell Soup? Campbell Soup is bioengineered. They don't care. So why would they care about this? If you go to the soup aisle, read it. It says bioengineered. That means it's made from a lab.
Testing found 587 parts per billion of glyphosate in Pepperidge Farm 100% whole grain whole wheat bread. Their Jewish rye and pumpernickel deli swirl tested at 531 parts per billion, nearly 3 times what Nature's Own recorded in Florida's testing. Worth noting, Pepperidge Farm Farmhouse Hardy White showed no detectable glyphosate in Florida's February 2026 testing. The brand isn't uniform across all products, but their whole grain and rye lines are among the most contaminated branded breads in any independent testing we reviewed. The reason is specific and worth understanding. Glyphosate is used as a pre-harvest desiccant. Some conventional farmers spray Roundup directly onto standing grain crops to accelerate drying before harvest. That final application, happening days before collection, concentrates residues directly in the outer hull of the kernel.
You guys, other words. Appreciate the stream. Queen, period, queen. Thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. Cottage, I just don't want you to get sick. Now, this brand of bread is just saying that they know they had pesticides. Roundup. You're eating pesticide. They can kill you. You guys, if you have family members, tell them to watch it. I've never done this before they take this down. What do you think, Mr. Pork? Because well, Debbie J, I'll go check, okay? I'll go check. Spread the news on these breads and how bad they are. Don't you let your family and friends eat these breads. And especially their kids or their grandkids or their niece or nephews. Oh my, you should have seen me finding this. Harley thought I was going nuts. I was screaming.
Whole wheat bread retains that hull. Product marketed as the healthier choice can carry higher contamination than white bread made from flour that stripped the outer layer away. Choosing whole grain in this case sometimes means choosing more exposure. The manufacturer of glyphosate, Bayer, which acquired Monsanto, has paid approximately $11 billion to settle nearly 100,000 lawsuits filed by people who develop non-Hodgkin lymphoma. In February 2026, Bayer proposed a further 7.
They developed that whatever. She's not going to sleep good until she knows. Okay. I'll look, Debbie. I'll look. Bear rather pay the settlement than fix the bread. What do you think, Mr. Pork?
God, I don't need a lot of bread. I don't care for bread, really.
Isn't that sad what they do?
Yeah. That's why all the cancer centers are going up.
Well, they'd rather pay. All right. Can you guys hear me? Bluebell is delicious. No argument there. But whether is it healthy really depends on what you mean healthy. How often do you eat it? I hear you asked about your health, so we'll dive a little deeper. It won't tell me. See if it tells you. Since I asked about pesticides and arsenic, how long does it take to get out of your body and how bad does it hurt your body? It is trying to send me to a different site. I think I got red flagged. Mr. Pork, can you see if you can answer that?
What am I answering?
Go see if the Bluebell ice cream is healthy. Healthy ingredients. It ever since I asked about pesticides and arsenic in body and how long does it take to can your body to get rid of it, I think I've got red flagged. I'll let Mr. Pork look that up for you. I know, I think I got red flagged. And I wanted to know so I could tell you guys. Oh, no need. Okay.
$0.25 billion settlement for current and future claims. Bayer continues to deny that glyphosate causes cancer.
Oh, of
Pepperidge
course.
Farm carries a 2-star rating on major consumer platforms. Shoppers report a chemical off-taste, noticeable quality decline, and shrinkflation that reduced loaf weight from 22 ounces to 14, while the price held steady. You are paying a heritage premium for grain sourced the same way as every other industrial brand on this list. Number 2, Dave's Killer Bread. This is the brand health-conscious shoppers reach for with...
Now, I don't know if I wanted to eat a bread called Dave's Killer Bread. And that Bear, they wouldn't settle if it didn't cause cancer. I love you too. Why would they settle if it didn't cause cancer? 11 million, they settled. But they're not, they said they don't know for sure if it does or doesn't. But they're going to leave it in the bread. Oh. Greed.
Complete confidence, bold graphic packaging, dense, seedy loaves, a founder's redemption story on every bag. USDA organic certified, non-GMO project verified. Nutritionists post about it. Trainers recommend it. It's in millions of kitchens right now because the people who bought it genuinely believe they've already solved the bread problem. Then the lab results came back. The Alliance for Natural Health found 136 parts per billion of glyphosate in Dave's Killer Bread whole wheat. Florida's Department of Health found 11.85 parts per billion in their white done right variety and 10.38 in their 21 whole grains and seeds. Those numbers are lower than the conventional brands. That's the precise issue. Lower is not the same as zero. A brand that has built its entire identity on being the gold standard of organic bread and charges that price to match has made a specific promise. Not a close call. A broken promise. You are not paying a premium for almost better. Flowers Foods acquired Dave's Killer Bread in 2015 for $275 million. Distribution expanded almost immediately from a regional Pacific Northwest operation to nationwide scale through Flowers' direct-to-store delivery network. The founder story stayed on the bag. The industrial supply chain moved in quietly behind it.
Of course it
Dave's
is.
Killer Bread is owned by Flowers Foods, the same $5 billion corporation that owns Nature's Own and Wonder Bread. Same parent company, same sourcing infrastructure. The packaging looks independent, the ownership structure isn't. In September 2024, a class action lawsuit was certified in California federal court, alleging that the company misleads consumers about the protein content on the front labels of their Good Seed and 21 whole grains and seeds varieties. Flowers Foods has denied the allegations. Consumer reviews include complaints about texture drier than crackers and documented confusion about whether the sprouted grain claims reflect what's actually in the loaf. Some people buy Dave's Killer Bread because it's the only bread their body tolerates. That makes the gap between what this brand promises and what the lab found more serious, not less. The story on the bag sells the product. The lab results describe what's inside it. And that brings us to number 1. The brand that made us question whether any label in the bread aisle means anything at all. Number 1. 365 by Whole Foods. Amazon owns Whole Foods. Whole Foods sells 365 brand organic bread. Independent.
So anybody thinks they can order their bread from Amazon? Yeah, now we gotta get a bread maker, yeah. Yeah. It'll probably be one I eat too. Oh, it's just.
Independent laboratory testing found glyphosate at 1,040 parts per billion in 365 whole wheat sandwich bread. 1,040 parts per billion. That figure appears near the top of every independent test database of branded consumer bread we reviewed. Whole Foods built their identity around what they refused to sell. Bromated flour, banned. Artificial colors, banned. Acrylamide, banned. Their published list of unacceptable ingredients contains over 80 substances. Every part of the store experience communicates one message. Here, the standard is different. The test result doesn't match the message. Amazon acquired Whole Foods in 2017 for $13.7 billion. Since then, multiple former executives have spoken publicly about what changed internally. Errol Schweitzer, a former vice president who spent 14 years at the company, is among those who have publicly described a more centralized, more industrialized supply chain replacing the sourcing philosophy Whole Foods was built on. Decisions driven by logistics metrics rather than ingredient standards. Reviews of 365 bread consistently describe dry texture, heavy crumbling, and slices structurally closer to cardboard than to bread. Multiple shoppers report holes large enough to make the loaf useless for sandwiches. The industry's response is predictable. They'll point out that 1,040 parts per billion is still below the EPA's legal ceiling of 30,000. What they won't mention is the 2015 King's College London peer-reviewed study showing that ultra-low doses of Roundup, below the levels regulators currently measure for human food, produced measurable changes in gene expression across thousands of transcripts in the livers and kidneys of laboratory rats. Not industrial doses, not occupational exposure. Ultra low, below what the current regulatory system even tracks. Those tolerances were designed for a healthy adult in their 30s consuming one chemical from one food, not for someone in their 70s managing blood pressure, cholesterol, and thyroid medication simultaneously, adding bread residues on top of cereal, crackers, and pasta across the same afternoon. You did everything right, you paid the premium, you chose the store with the reputation, you picked the house brand organic loaf because you trusted what the store stood for. The laboratory found 1,040 parts per billion of weed killer in it. If the retailer that built its entire brand on
if they had one drop of weed killer in it, they should. No. No, 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 no. But every one of those breads you can get off the shelves or buy at Amazon. Oh, this is just making me sick. Nobody cares. Just give us the money. Money, 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 money. Oh, we bought this, so we're not going to tell. We're not going to expose. But, and what gets me, they find it in the bread, and then they're going, oh, well, we found this. But they let them keep selling it.
Yep.
Refusing to compromise cannot keep its own bread clean. What does that tell you about everything else in that aisle? Now that you know what to avoid, here are the 3 that actually held up. These aren't consolation picks. They're brands that test their products, publish the results, and source their grain differently from the ground up. Best option number 3, Food for Life, Ezekiel 4-9. Start with something most people don't know. There is no flour.
There's no Ezekiel. That's not down over here. Is it by you guys? Debbie, Warpath, have you seen it, Mr. Pork? But it don't have no. It has no flour in it. That's a great question, Warpath. That has no flour in it. So you're going to eat sesame seeds ground up as flour. Yeah. Make them eat it. They won't.
In Ezekiel bread? None. Food for Life sprouts 6 organic whole grains and legumes: wheat, barley, millet, lentils, soybeans, and spelt, then bakes them slowly at controlled temperatures to preserve nutritional density. This isn't a reformulated industrial loaf with better marketing. It's a fundamentally different process. Food for Life carries the biochecked non-glyphosate certified seal. This certification doesn't verify a process, it verifies a result. Glyphosate residues in the finished product are undetectable at the laboratory's detection limit. That's the standard every brand on the avoid list should be held to. And isn't. Ezekiel bread scores approximately 36 on the glycemic index. White bread typically scores 70 or higher. For anyone managing blood sugar, that's a meaningful difference. Not a minor one. The ingredient list has 11 items, all recognizable as food. No added sugar, no preservatives.
But look at the holes
no
in
dough
them.
conditioners. No compounds with construction applications. Food for Life has been family owned and baking in Corona, California since 1964. No multinational acquisition, at least not yet. One honest preparation. The texture is nothing like the breads on the avoid list. Dense, chewy, hearty. Most people find it best toasted. Look for it in the freezer section, not the
Otherwise, you
bread
could
aisle.
break your teeth.
Without preservatives, this loaf molds at room temperature. That's not a flaw. That's proof you're holding actual food.
Yeah.
Best option number 2, 1 Degree Organics. 1 Degree does something almost no other bread brand in America bothers to do.
Have you seen this brand too? I've never seen this.
No.
I haven't seen this brand either.
Mm-mm.
In a way, it sounds, no, it doesn't look good. I wonder if you could break a tooth in that. Did you see those holes in it? You know it's going to taste like sheesh.
They publish the farm source for every single ingredient. Scan the QR code on the bag and trace the wheat back to the specific field where it was grown. Not the country, not the region, the farm. 1 Degree carries the biochecked, non-glyphosate certified seal, and according to the company, submits random product samples to accredited third-party laboratories every month. No regulation requires this. No law demands it.
Well,
They do it because testing the product and publishing the results is the only way to actually prove what you're selling. The ingredient list: organic sprouted whole wheat, water, organic whole grain oats, organic cane sugar, yeast, sea salt, organic cultured wheat. That's everything. No datum, no calcium sulfate, no monoglycerides. Open a bag and the grain smell is immediate.
it's going to be
The
dense.
texture
no
pulls
yeast.
apart instead of compressing and springing back. It tears. It behaves like something baked, not engineered. Distribution is still limited. You may need a natural grocery store or a direct order. That inconvenience is real. And it's also what happens when a brand hasn't handed its supply chain over to a $5 billion industrial operator. Best option number 1. Silver Hills Sprouted Bakery. If Ezekiel's density is a significant texture adjustment, or you want a clean everyday sandwich loaf you don't have to think twice about, Silver Hills is the most practical recommendation on this entire list.
Have you seen this brand? Try it. Just, I've never heard of any of them either, Debbie J. I I haven't. I'm going to make my own bread. So I know what's in it. Flour, yeast, water, and something else. Yeah, you got to find it. I don't know. I don't know. Amazon would have it. I don't know who would. And the price is going to be up there. But if it's healthy, yeah.
Silver Hills is a Canadian family-owned company. All
Canadian.
products carry the biochecked, non-glyphosate certified seal, with residues verified below laboratory detection limits on an ongoing basis. When the WHO's International Agency for Research on Cancer classified glyphosate as probably carcinogenic to humans in 2015, Silver Hills publicly stated that classification shaped their sourcing standards. That's a company responding to evidence rather than lobbying against it. Their loaves deliver fiber, whole grains, and protein per serving. The Omega Amazing variety is a verified source of omega-3 ALA relevant for heart health. The full lineup is plant-based, nut-free, non-GMO verified, and certified vegan. In the United States, available at Sprouts, Whole Foods, and other natural grocery chains. In Canada, at Loblaws, Metro, and major national chains. Every batch tested, every result verified, no corporate parent running a margin calculation that overrides the sourcing standard. Reviewers consistently place Silver Hills among the best sprouted grain breads available. One customer, with a documented wheat sensitivity, noted her body tolerates Silver Hills when nearly every other wheat product causes her problems. And unlike Ezekiel, the texture is hearty but soft enough for a sandwich straight from the bag. The most approachable clean option for anyone making the switch without wanting to rethink what bread feels like. The price is higher than the brands on the avoid list. Availability depends on your region. Both trade-offs are real. They're also the natural result of a company that tests every batch and sources exactly what it promises. Before you close this, here's the one rule worth keeping. Stop buying bread sold at room temperature with more than 5 ingredients on the label. That single rule removes almost every brand from the avoid list from your cart. No ownership research required, no lab data to memorize. In the store, flip the bag, count the ingredients. Real bread is flour, water, salt, yeast, and perhaps a small amount of healthy oil. 5 ingredients. Everything beyond that was added to extend the shelf, simulate freshness, or reduce sourcing cost. Look past the USDA organic seal when you see it. It verifies that glyphosate wasn't intentionally applied. It does not verify that glyphosate isn't in the finished product. 2 certifications that require actual laboratory testing of the finished loaf are biochecked, non-glyphosate certified, and non-GMO project verified. One is a promise about the process. The other, 2, are proof about the result. Buy from the freezer section when you can. Bread that survives weeks at room temperature was built for the supply chain. Bread that hardens or molds in a few days was built for you. If you bake at home, apply the same standard to your flour before it goes in the bowl. Clean bread costs more, roughly 50 cents a slice at the high end. That is still considerably less than managing long-term health conditions that accumulate from decades of daily contamination you were never told about. In the European Union, pre-harvest glyphosate application is heavily restricted. In the United States, it remains standard practice. The residues it leaves behind sit on shelves next to organic certifications that were never designed to catch them. The labels were built to earn your trust without earning it. Now you know.
That is sick.
Zach Lane lives in Kansas
Hold
and
on.
works for special interests, running their campaigns to deny health care.
What do you think, Mr. Pork? I have to have Kimmy teach me, Debbie. Do you know how to? I will teach you. Debbie J, do you know how to make your own bread? When I had thyroid cancer and they wanted to lower my thyroid level and build it back up, I had to make my own bread. I could not eat any bread. Oh, Debbie J knows how to. Yeah. There we go. I'll teach it, Warpath, and Debbie J will teach you. But I had to make, I know you can cook. I know. You probably could teach us how to cook. I had to make it fresh. I had to make my own bread every week. So, yeah, I know how to make bread. All right. You want to know? How about we do half today? Mr. Pork, did you fall off or did I kick you off? Did I do that, Mr. Pork? I'm sorry. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Debbie J. I would get a bread maker too. No, this isn't what I want to show.
In Texas, of all places.
All right. All right. Can you see this, Mr. Pork? Yeah, you can. You can't see that? This is going to get boring. It just tells us, it's just like MSG can trigger headaches and fatigue. Table salt strips minerals and load of chemicals to raise your blood pressure. But you're going to need salt in the summertime because when you sweat, you're going to, your levels of sodium is going to deplete. Garlic salt sounds healthy, but it's not. Never eat these food, health tips food. Okay, hold on. Yes, but you got to be careful of your garlic. There's a lot of sodium in there. Yeah, I love onions too. How come I keep... Okay, let me... Alright. Here's about peanut butter.
Isn't as safe as you think. Over 600 people got sick across 47 states from one outbreak, and many of the same brands are still loaded with sugar, oils, and additives. In this video, 11 peanut butter brands to skip and 3 that are good, you'll see exactly which jars are betraying you and which ones actually belong on your bread. Let's get straight into it. We start at number 11 with Smart Balance Peanut Butter. You see the words Smart Balance and you assume it's healthy. That's the first mistake. The rich roast version looks premium, but check what you're actually eating. It's not just peanuts. You're getting added sugar, molasses, and palm oil, all of which are there to control texture and shelf life. That alone tells you this isn't real peanut butter. And the numbers never lie. Checking the label, you'll see that just 2 tablespoons deliver 190 to 200 calories, with extra fats you don't need. Yes, peanuts are fatty, but when oils are added, you're really losing control of what you're putting into your body. Then there's the omega-3 claim. I know that this sounds smart, but peanut butter is already high in omega-6 fats. So here's the real issue. If that balance is off, it can push your body towards inflammation rather than health. In protein, it's actually lower than natural peanut butter. Because once fillers go in, real nutrition goes down. The texture gives it away. You open up the jar and it's oily on top and dry at the bottom, or weirdly gummy and paste-like. That's not natural. That's overprocessing. So what are you really eating? Definitely not real peanut butter, just a processed spread wearing a healthy label. That healthy label just cracked wide open. Let's see what happens when a legacy brand cuts corners instead. At number 10, we have Planters Peanut Butter. If you've been on this channel for any amount of time, you already know what I say about recalled products. They do not deserve a place on your shelves. Planters Peanut Butter has had several recalls. In 2024, products were pulled due to potential listeria contamination. And that's not minor. That's the kind of bacteria that can put you in the hospital. There was also an earlier recall involving contamination from unsafe water exposure. When a brand shows cracks in safety, you don't ignore that. But let's take a look inside the jar. You're not getting just peanuts. You're getting added sugar and molasses, hydrogenated vegetable oils, and stable...
Anybody eats planter peanuts? Butter? Can you guys hear me? I'm thinking doing the peanut butter, and then part 2 is going to be the poison puts in tuna, the parasites. Have you guys heard about the Debbie? Can you hear me? Oh, you can hear me. The parasites. If you have watery stools. Good, I'm glad. If you have watery stools, Michigan, California, Harley needs to watch this as she's addicted. I think it's the sugar warpath. I think it's the molasses of sugar. Feel lucky because they're putting other fish in tuna than just tuna. But we're gonna after the peanut butter, then we're going to do part 2, and that's going to be the tuna fish, the parasite that people are getting, the hot dogs. There's going to be other things, and the hamburger, if I don't get struck. So we're going to do 2 because I'm hurting bad right now. So we're going to finish out the peanut butter and then call it an evening, and we'll do part 2 for the others.
To keep it unnaturally smooth. That smooth texture is engineered. Real peanut butter separates. This one doesn't because it's been chemically stabilized. And then there's ingredient quality. Some Planters products have raised consumer concerns around non-organic peanuts, possible pesticide exposure, and even unexpected additives like gelatin and other lines.
Pesticides in peanuts. There you go. Let's just add some pesticides in peanuts. Oh. And gelatin? I heard gelatin's made out of hooves. I hope they corrected that. That was a long time ago. I hope they take it from something else now.
What ends up on your bread isn't just ground peanuts anymore. It's a mix of engineered oils, added sugars, and a brand that's already shown cracks in quality control. That's not something that you bring into your kitchen and hope for the best. Now, before we move on to the next brand, make sure you hit that subscribe button.
I'm fine, Warpath. I've just been up. It's good for my old body. Oh, you heard that too? Well, that's all we need is animal hooves in our peanut butter. No, it's fine. I just been up and going. My car battery is low, so I'm trying to charge it. Having problems with electricity today. Found the problem. You heard about the parasite too? Michigan. 1,500 people got exposed to it. And exposed, it's when somebody poo-poo in the fields on the crops and it's wormy. And they harvest the wormy poopy vegetables. And that's where you get it. And rinsing off isn't going to get it, they said. So, yeah. Makes you wonder.
You really don't want to miss how simple processing issues can quietly ruin an entire jar.
Imagine
Sorry.
what if the book that you've been dreaming of could be professionally published far sooner than you think. Most people...
Sunpat comes in at number 9 on our list. If you see E471 on your peanut...
Now listen, I'm going to rewind it. Now listen to that number. That's important.
And a brand that's already shown cracks in quality control. That's not something that you bring into your kitchen and hope for the best. Now, before we move on to the next brand, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You really don't want to miss how simple processing issues can quietly ruin an entire jar. Sunpat comes in at number 9 on our list. If you see E471 on your peanut butter label...
E471. Okay, now listen what that is.
Go ahead and put the jar back immediately, because that one ingredient is a total deal breaker. E471 is an emulsifier used to keep oil and peanuts together forever. Natural peanut butter separates. That layer of oil on the top, it's actually a badge of honor. When a brand uses E471, it engineers the spread to stay perfectly smooth and unmoving on the shelf.
Thank you, Debbie J.
But in the case of Sunpat, the additives don't stop there. Most brands that use these stabilizers also add palm oil. Not only does this spike saturated fat intake, but it's also a nightmare for the environment. When you load a jar with E471, sugar, and palm oil, there's simply less room for actual food. You get less protein and more filler. That stiff, set concrete feel is not quality, it's just heavy processing. In many places, these products are not even legally allowed to be called peanut butter anymore. They're labeled as spreads because the peanut content is so low. You wanted a jar of peanuts, but instead you got a sweetened, stabilized science project. Stick to the jars that separate. They only take a few seconds to stir. So that's not peanut butter. That's chemistry holding things together. Now let's talk about a brand that hides behind a premium look. At number 8, we have Justin's Peanut Butter. That sleek jar and premium branding are doing a lot of heavy lifting for a product that fails the moment that you twist the lid. You open it expecting a rich treat, but instead you find a thin, runny, almost slimy paste that refuses to act like real peanut butter. That weird texture is your first red flag. Flip the jar over and you'll find the culprit, palm oil. It's not there for nutrition. It's a cheap additive used to prevent separation and extend shelf life. Because of that extra oil, this product should not be called peanut butter. I mean, peanut butter should be peanut butter. 100% peanut, nothing less. But here, you're essentially paying a premium price for fewer actual peanuts and more saturated fat. History adds another layer of concern, including a massive salmonella-related recall in 2012 tied to their suppliers. Now, while no one got sick from this specific RAM recall, happily, the safety risk was real enough to clear store shelves nationwide. And P.S., if you grab the honey version, you just add more refined sugar to the mix. Stop letting fancy packaging trick you into buying...
And this is dangerous for people with diabetic. And it's diabetic. You don't need the extra sugar into your food. it'll make your blood sugar just pound up. You know, you got to be careful. If you do eat peanut butter, make sure it's just peanut butter or just peanuts, you know.
An oily, engineered spread. Real quality does not need filters. A fancy jar but a weak foundation. Let's move to something that you've probably used for years without thinking twice. Number 7 brings us crack. Like so many others, you've probably opened up a jar, dipped your knife in, and spread this product perfectly on your bread. It's the same experience every single time. No stirring, no mess, just smooth. I've used craft peanut butter too, and that's exactly what makes it tricky. That perfect texture isn't coming from peanuts alone. It comes from added oils, sugar, and salt working behind the scenes to keep everything stable. Real peanut butter separates. This one doesn't. Those oils, usually palm or canola, are added to control consistency, but they also increase saturated fat. Then comes the sugar, quietly turning what should be a simple protein source into something sweeter than it needs to be. And let's not ignore history. Back in 1996, there was a salmonella contamination case tied to this brand in Australia. It led to a full recall after a 17-year-old man actually passed away, allegedly because of the contamination. Lately, comments show that even loyal users are noticing something off. Dry, lumpy textures, hard to spread batches. So even the promised consistency is starting to slip. At the end of the day, that smooth experience comes from processing, not purity. Once you understand that, it's hard to ignore what you're really spreading on your bread. That smooth spread just lost its innocence, but our next item doesn't even qualify as peanut butter to begin with. Reese's peanut butter spread is number 6 on our list. I know you've tasted this straight from the jar, and you already know it does.
I didn't know Reese's made peanut butter. Am I still live, guys? Am I still live? Okay. Your husband loves this stuff? Okay. Well, I hope he's okay with, I mean, these, good. Thank you, Debbie J. These peanut butter are not, some are not bad. You just had to add sugar. And the reason why I put this on there, because people are pre-diabetic or diabetic, and I don't want them to have extra, thank you, Warpath, thank you, I have extra sugar in it. And if you think you're feeding your grandson or a nephew or some little kid peanut butter and thinking, okay, it's just protein, no, you're sugaring them up to just bad as candy. But these are not as dangerous as the bread. But in a few days, if I don't get struck, we will go to the tuna that's poison. And hot dogs, just, I got tons.
Doesn't taste like real peanut butter. It tastes like dessert. And that's exactly what it is. This isn't actually peanut butter. It's labeled as peanut butter spread. And that alone tells you it doesn't meet the standard of real peanut butter, which should be mostly or preferably 100% peanuts. Instead, you're getting a mix of sugars, and oils, and cocoa, and preservatives like TBHQ, a synthetic additive used to extend shelf life. It's there to keep it stable, not to make it better for you. So what looks like a protein snack is really closer to chocolate frosting in disguise. Beyond the this is just really dessert, add in what came out in 2026. There was a major backlash when it was revealed that some Reese's products were switching to cheaper ingredients, using compound coatings instead of real chocolate and peanut butter style cream instead of actually using peanut butter. People noticed immediately. The texture felt waxy and the taste fell off. That's what happens when quality gets replaced with cost cutting. At this point, this isn't about peanuts anymore. It's about engineering flavor to cut costs and increase profit, rather than giving you a high quality product. And that's why this one doesn't belong anywhere near your breakfast.
Now that's sad. They rather cut costs And they don't care about the people that are buying it. It's more like frosting. Oh, kids would love that. Mr. Pork, where are you in chat? Stop messing with the... right, Debbie J? Stop messing with the foods. I mean, can you imagine... And they went up. That's right. Can you imagine a diabetic person grabbing that, thinking it's peanut butter, eating it to stabilize their blood sugar? It goes up because it's more like frosting, and then it's going to bottom out even worse. They're going to be in danger. I mean, their blood sugar is going to drop lower than low. Oh, this is... bread's worse, but it still upsets me, you know? Reese's isn't peanut butter now. It's fake candy. Right. Right, Warpath, they don't care at all. Just bring in the money. Bring in the money.
Sweet, addictive, and completely off track. Now, let's look at a budget option with a hidden history. Great Value hits our list at number 5. At first glance, this one looks like a simple budget choice. Same idea and same shelf as other brands, but lower priced. But
Harley likes this brand. Harley likes this brand. She likes the Walmart brand. She's a Walmart. I know. They suck. They do.
this is where the story starts to crack. This brand was part of that salmonella outbreak from 2006 to 2007. But here's the critical difference. This is a private label product. That means it isn't made by one dedicated brand facility. It's produced by third-party manufacturers, often shared with other brands. In this case, it came from the same factory that caused the Peter Pan crisis. So when that facility failed, this product failed with it. And that's where the real concern is here. You're not just trusting a recipe, you're trusting a supply chain that changes depending on contracts and costs and sourcing decisions. That's why people report inconsistent texture, off taste in some batches, and differences from jar to jar. Beyond inconsistencies, there have been recent warnings in some markets about unregistered products, meaning certain versions don't undergo full safety evaluations. So, while Peter Pan shows you what happens when a brand ignores warning signs, this one shows you what happens when control is outsourced. You save a little money at the store, but you lose consistency, transparency, and sometimes full confidence in what you're eating.
Well, I basically bought this roof over the internet, which wasn't something I'd ever done before, but it worked out real well. I was scrolling through Facebook and I found this ad.
Saving money shouldn't cost you confidence. The next brand shows what happens when safety fails altogether. At number 4, we have Peter Pan. This is the brand that sat right at the center of one of the worst peanut butter crises ever recorded. Back in 2006 and 7, this product was linked to a nationwide salmonella outbreak. Over 628 people got sick across 47 states, and many cases were serious enough to put people in the hospital. This, unfortunately, wasn't just bad luck. The problem came from a single production plant in Georgia. When the investigators stepped in, they found serious sanitation failures. A leaking roof allowed moisture into the facility. The equipment wasn't working properly, and conditions were ideal for bacterial growth. But here's what makes this brand stand out. There were internal warnings before the outbreak happened and became...
They knew about it. They sent it out. They sent it out knowing leaky roofs, machines not working right. They knew, and they sent it out. If they would have got rid of that batch, people wouldn't have got sick. They wouldn't have had the recall. It shows you how much they care about us. They knew. They knew, and they sent it out anyway.
Public, yet production continued. That means the contaminated product was still being shipped even though the risks were already known. Eventually, everything had to be pulled, and hundreds of millions of pounds of spread recalled. The manufacturer later pleaded guilty to shipping contaminated food and paid millions in fines. Today,
see, they're fine. They knew. They knew it was bad. They rather pay millions of fines and they hoped nobody would find out. And once everybody found out, oh, okay, I'll pay millions of fines. That's fine. That's disgusting, money hungry. I agree. And they still got away with killing people. Right. Right, Debbie J. What in the world is coming to? That's greed. Money. Over people's lives. Let me do some research. Maybe we can make our own peanut butter. Our own bread. Why not?
the product formula still leans on added sugar, hydrogenated oils, and stabilizers to maintain that smooth, shelf-stable texture. So when you pick this up, you're not just looking at ingredients. You're looking at a brand that already proved what can happen when standards slip. That history is hard to ignore. The next one shows that sometimes it's not the ingredients at all, but the machinery which causes the problem. Number 3 on our list is Skippy. A recall of 161,692 pounds of peanut butter should make you pause. In March 2022, specific Skippy products, mainly reduced fat and plant protein varieties, were pulled from shelves due to small stainless steel fragments found inside the jars. A piece of manufacturing equipment broke.
Small stainless steel fragments. Small. Yeah, they got away with killing. They have stainless steel fragments in this peanut butter. In this peanut butter. Do you think the person standing there watching it should have put the stop on it?
Broke during production, and that failure created the possibility that metal shards entered the peanut butter before packaging. The issue affected over 9,353 cases, with best by dates around May 2023. Now, happily, no injuries were reported, which is wonderful. But let's pause to think about what actually happened here. A product is designed to be manufactured, and in that process, a machine failed, but the production line continued. The jars were filled and then sealed and then shipped, and then only after the breakdown was discovered were the products recalled. Now step back and take a look at the bigger picture. This isn't just simple peanut butter. It's a highly processed product designed for a perfect texture and a long shelf life. That smooth, no-stir consistency comes from hydrogenated vegetable oils like cottonseed and soybean and rapeseed, which are combined with added sugar. So you're not just relying on peanuts. You're relying on a manufacturing process working perfectly every time. And in this case, it didn't. That's the difference between a natural food product and one that's engineered. When production slips, everything's at risk. And here's what happens at a massive scale. Jif peanut butter is the runner-up on our list. When the biggest name in the game fails, the entire food chain is compromised. You see Jif on every shelf, but back in 2022, that massive trust went up in smoke when a Lexington facility triggered a nationwide salmonella outbreak. We're talking about a recall so massive, it pulled everything from creamy jars to squeeze packs off the market. Because this brand is a staple ingredient for other companies, contamination bled into snack packs and fruit dips, proving that one dirty plant can poison an entire system. At least 14 people were hospitalized, though the real numbers are likely higher due to underreporting. But even on a good day, what you're actually spreading on your bread. This isn't just a jar of nuts. It's a lab-grown cocktail of molasses, refined sugar, and hydrogenated oils. They even toss in mono and diglycerides just to make sure the texture stays unnaturally perfect. You're paying for a heavily processed product that prioritizes mouthfeel and shelf life over your actual health. When you realize the formula is a mess and the safety track record is even worse, that familiar label starts looking like a major liability. Is that smooth consistency really worth the risk?
No.
When the biggest name stumbles, the impact spreads far. And the final one takes things even further. At the top of our list is Smucker's Goober Peanut Butter. If you're looking for the absolute king of avoid on this list, look no further, because this jar is easily the worst offender by a mile. It looks fun and convenient with those perfect purple stripes, but the moment you peek at the label, the illusion crumbles. This isn't actually food. It's an ultra-engineered sugar delivery system. Nearly 40% of this jar is pure sugar. We aren't talking about the natural sugars from fruit either. It's a heavy-hitting mix of high fructose corn syrup and added sweeteners that turn your protein snack into a straight-up candy. While a normal jar has maybe 2 grams of sugar, this one packs a staggering 21 grams in just a few spoonfuls.
She was adored by everyone except her cat, until she tried Sheba, ignored to adored.
Wait, is she taking the rail with both hands now?
That's
64
me.
going on 90. Take your...
To keep those stripes from blending into a brown mess on the shelf, they pump it full of hydrogenated oils like rapeseed and soybean. Those industrial stabilizers force the product to behave, but they offer zero nutritional value for your body. Plus, once you actually start using it, the quality falls apart instantly. The jelly gets watery, the peanut butter turns dry, and you're stuck with a sticky, overly sweet paste that you just can't even adjust. You're paying a premium for convenience, but when you're
I bet kids will love it. I bet kids will love it. My husband is going to shit, really? He loves that mess. It's so wrong. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's a lot of chemicals and oils. Mr. Pork, are you still here?
actually getting is less nutrition, more fillers, and zero control. That's as bad as it gets. But now it's time to look at what real peanut butter should be. Let's start at number 3 with Wellesley Farms. Flip the jar over and you will see the shortest, cleanest ingredient list imaginable. Organic, dry roasted peanuts and sea salt. That's it. No hydrogenated oils, no hidden sugars, and zero industrial emulsifiers are lurking in the background to force texture. Because it is USDA certified organic, you're dodging the pesticide-heavy crops used by other more mass-produced brands. Instead, you get a massive 8 grams of protein per serving and the kind of healthy fats that actually support your heart.
And it'll be good for diabetics because you get the protein. Oh, he loves GIFs? Oh, I'm sorry, girl. It's not healthy. But this is just peanuts, you know? And like for people that's diabetic, you know, that their blood sugar drops, that will raise it up and keep it level. It's not going to do the, like if you eat candy, it'll be a sugar high and then a lower than it was before. I mean, this is healthier. I know he's being quiet. Probably fell asleep. Poor guy. Whoa! Congrats. It's been so many years. Is that good, Debbie? It's been so many years. I'm so proud of you, Debbie. I am so proud of you. So proud of you. It'll get better. You're on the right path. Good is 5.0. Well, you're almost there, girl. You're almost there. Keep up the good work.
It's loaded with magnesium, potassium, and vitamin E. These are the real nutrients your body craves. Unlike processed stuff, this natural fiber and fat combo keeps you full for hours. You will not be hunting for extra snacks shortly after lunch. You might see a layer of oil on top when you first open it. That's a badge of honor. It means there's no tricks and no shortcuts involved in making this product. This peanut butter is built on quality, not chemistry. Once you get a taste of this real, rich, and honest texture, everything else on the grocery store shelf starts to feel like a major downgrade. You deserve food that is simple, healthy, and completely transparent from the very first bite to the last. Clean, simple, and honest. The next one strips it down even more. Our runner-up is Crazy Richards. This is what happens when a brand finally stops playing the messy food industry game and just gives you the truth. No tricks, no shortcuts, and no weird improvements are hiding in this jar. There is just one single ingredient: peanuts. That's it. You'll find no sugar, no salts, and 0 hydrogenated oils. There are no preservatives meant to boost shelf life or fake texture.
That is fantastic. So people who have high blood pressure, there's no sodium in there. For diabetics and people want to lose weight, there's just peanuts. No oils, no nothing. I'm glad you're still here. Well, Debbie J, I'm fluffy too. That's all right. That's all right. Okay, now guys, we done the peanut butter. Let's see if I can do one more about the parasites. I know he woke up. Here it is, guys. Are you ready? Here it is. I'm going to try to get my husband some... Yeah, do. It'll be healthier for him. Okay, hang on to your shorts.
Tonight, a foodborne parasite is rapidly spreading across the U.S. According to the CDC, cyclosporiasis has been reported in Michigan and at least 30 other states. Since May 1st, nearly 1,000 cases have been confirmed, and as of July 9th, another 1,500 are under investigation. The parasite spread through contaminated food or water can cause severe digestive issues.
There we go.
We're going to get those prices way down. Slash your prices. Bring down the prices.
We promise to lower prices.
Parasite causing major stomach symptoms is spreading throughout the U.S. Public health officials are now investigating how it all started. Fox's Jonathan Seri tells us more.
A microscopic parasite causing a surge in foodborne outbreaks nationwide.
Watery diarrhea, cramping, bloating, fatigue, nausea, sometimes vomiting.
In Michigan, nearly 1,000 people have been diagnosed with the disease known as cyclosporiasis. According to the CDC, nearly 24 other states have reported cases. The agency says the parasite can spread through contaminated food or water.
Some of those things are tied to it due to its surface area. There's more risk for exposure on them.
Infections usually occur during the summer months, but this year states are already seeing more cases than normal. Public health experts say they're investigating what's driving the current outbreaks, but they're urging people to thoroughly wash fresh produce and to cook vegetables when possible.
For things like lettuce, you want to remove the outer couple of layers of leaves first and then wash thoroughly under running water. For fruits and vegetables with a firmer skin, you want to wash those really thoroughly.
The CDC says symptoms can take anywhere from 2 to 14 days to appear. The illness is not usually life-threatening and can often be treated with antibiotics.
After the third day up to a week, that's the time you're going to feel that you're getting dehydrated. You're going to feel weak. You cannot focus. Sometimes you may have some fevers too.
Symptoms can often last from a few days to more than a month without treatment. In Atlanta, Jonathan Seri, Fox News.
The number of confirmed cases of a parasitic intestinal stomach bug continues to spread across the country, and now we do have confirmed cases right here in California. The CDC is saying at least 31 states are reporting cases of cyclosporiasis, an infection that causes severe gastrointestinal issues. New York, Illinois, Ohio, and Michigan have all been hit the hardest. Detroit alone has more than 1,200 cases. Doctors say it is spread by eating contaminated food or water, but unlike a stomach bug that may last 24 to 48 hours, people are reporting stomach illnesses that last for more than a week.
By day 7, I'm like, night sweats, sick every time I eat, like I'm not getting better. I'm like, I think I need to call the doctor. Like, what if something is really wrong with me? Like, I was seriously freaking out.
Health officials have still not found a source for the outbreak. To avoid getting sick, it is recommended to wash your hands in all your fruits and veggies or to cook your vegetables.
We're going to get those prices way down.
All right, guys. I agree, Debbie J. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would get a fruit brush and I would brush it. Michigan, I wash a lot of stuff with Dawn. You know what, Debbie J? That's smart. And you notice California, Michigan has a lot of illegals. And I know a lot of illegals. I talked to a couple doctors, and they're coming into the United States with diseases that we cured and got vaccinated for from the 1950s. They're even coming in with TB. They're scabies. I mean, they're coming in with a lot of stuff, and they're probably wormy. Then they're probably wormy, and if a farmer hires them to bring out a crop, they have to go. I don't know. That's my opinion only. I'm glad there's only me up here, so nobody else gets blame on that. I am for some other countries don't do shots. I agree, Debbie J. I agree. As everybody knows, I'm not for illegals. Go ice, go. I bought a bag of ice, and I'm going to start shaking it every time. If they come in legally, then that's fine. They have respect for our laws to do it legally. If they come in illegal, then I have an issue with that. And they have been bribed $3,000 to go back to their country and come back properly. But there's still people hiding in the United States. Millions of people. Anyway, I'm not meaning to... Oh, there's one more. Warpath send this to me. Texas, you're going to get shout out next. I think this is it. Nope. Well, this lady got escorted out of a Texas mall because she was handing out little Jesus. And it was the mall cop said, well, a real Christian wouldn't be handing out little Jesus. I mean, she was recording everything, and he says, you can't record here. And she says, yeah, yes, I can, because it's in public. And then he brought out his cell phone. This is a cop's mall. A mall's cop. Brought out his cell phone to record her. Now, it's pretty bad when people throw a fit when one lady handing out free little things of Jesus Christ. They're throwing a big fit. But you see the Muslims in the middle of the street by the churches doing their prayers on certain speakers of the cities. That's fine. But when a Christian wants to hand out little things of Jesus Christ, that is a no-no. Well, guys, it's been over 2 hours. I don't like to do this long. The world's going to sheesh. We all know that. Well, the world's going to sheesh. I just wanted to show you our food is getting dangerous. Pesticides, arsenic, lead that they put in batteries, drywall, ingredients. This is in your food. Part 2, I'm going to have like tuna and hot dogs and different things, what you expect to be in them. So there will be a part 2. Please spread this with your family. I don't want anybody's poisoned. I don't want anybody had Roundup pesticides. And Debbie J, I'll be looking for your ice cream. I'll add that one in next time, okay? I'll be good. You guys, thank you all for coming. If it wasn't for you guys, I would not be here. I'm gonna let you know, Debbie J. I would let you know. Kimmy Love loves you. Okay, you do that, Warpath. You do that. I want to thank everybody for coming in. And I apologize if I haven't been coming into your lives. It's been really wild here. So bear with me. I'll start getting into William. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Debbie, thank you for coming in. Cottage, thank you for coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Debbie J, thank you for coming in. Mr. Pork, thank you for coming in. Warpath, thank you for coming in. If I missed anybody, I am so sorry. Give yourself a hug from me to you. Kimmy Love loves you. And if it wasn't for you, I would not be here. And if you see it's been taken off and I get a strike, well, you know I'm spreading it. I'm spreading the news. I don't want you guys sick. See you on the flip side. Kimmy Love loves you. Bye. And start looking at your mom's recipe books. It's time to make her own bread and peanut butter. God bless you all.